Guys, did you know that Banjo is in Smash? Because he's in Smash, y'all. At this point in time, I don't think it's a stretch to say that Mark Kirko is to Banjo Kazooie what Kays is to Super Mario 64. He just has everything figured out, and everything he puts out just works. He has established a standard. Nothing feels rushed. His hacks are always visually impressive and have great music. There's all these Easter eggs and fun little details, and this is all equally true of Banjo Kazooie the Bear Waker. Which, Bear Waker sounds like the title of a homoerotic film, which, yeah, that's a thing. Now, if you can't tell from the title and the gameplay, the concept of this hack is that Banjo and Kazooie have taken their adventures to Outset Island from Wind Waker. More or less, the premise of the game is that you need to run around the island to find 10 Jiggies, 200 notes, and then wake up Link, whose house has been locked behind a Jiggy spell. But I have to wonder, why don't they just leave him alone? I mean, the guy needs to have a nap, doesn't he? I realize Hyrule's destiny can't depend on such a lazy boy, but surely the goddesses took into account that people need to sleep, right? The game revolves heavily around the basic collectathon format of scouring the land for all the shiny things, but at the same time, there are also a couple of puzzle-solving sections too. They might seem cryptic and random, unless you look for the clues throughout the world. You remember the stop and swap thing, how Rusty Bucket Bay had that map of Treasure Trove Cove with the little red X where the egg was? Yeah, it's a little bit like that. And that's one of the things that I love about this hack. By doing stuff like that, it feels very Banjo. And that's very important when you're making a Banjo game. It makes the player feel like Banjo. At the same time, it's very impressive how well the Wind Waker feel is preserved as well. Even with Banjo Kazooie enemies placed on the map, it feels very natural, and the map seems very complete and unabridged. Well, at least as far as Outset Island is concerned. I mean, if we gave him like a year, I'm sure Kirko could remake the entire Wind Waker map. But what really completes it is the music. It just happens that Banjo Kazooie's sound font lends itself extremely well to Wind Waker. Just take a listen. This game really went completely out of control with all the Easter eggs. It got to the point where the lack of an Easter egg would actually be the real Easter egg. Now that might sound like a complaint, but it's not. In fact, I love this shit. If they put a bunch of N64 cartridges lying around in Duke Nukem Forever, it would be a forever renowned classic in my eyes. Also, earlier I said there were 200 notes on this one level. That wasn't a mistake. You see, it wasn't enough that Kirko had to make a great new ROM hack. He had to go a step further and invent a number that's larger than 100. It's called 200, and it's incredible. On the visual end, the game stays entirely faithful to the original source material, and again doesn't look very out of place in Banjo Kazooie. There are some occasional graphical bugs which are most likely the emulator's fault, but other than that, the game is entirely stable. Still, check out what I did to Trunker. Now imagine a game this good, but the scale of it goes as far as to recreate the entirety of Ocarina of Time. Now that's what gets me excited. And honestly, I can't wait for Jiggies of Time. Like, I can't wait to play it in like, I don't know, maybe 7 years? Maybe 8? I'm just playing, Kirko. Take all the time you need.